taking it to brand new heights. Ashes get beautified, stop by and jazz it up. We bring it back to life, taking it to brand new heights. Ashes get beautified, stop by and jazz it up. Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine and I'm back with some more content for you guys. So today's makeover, I'm going to be doing a boho porch makeover slash upcycling and thrifting everything that I use for this porch. We didn't buy any furniture whatsoever. I pretty much just either found stuff on the side of the road, thrifted it, or someone was getting rid of it and I rescued it from the trash. So that's how I actually got the inspo for this project. Was I had all this stuff that was pretty much just trash and I was like, this could be a really cool porch setup. So I'm doing my mom's porch, all thrifted, all budget friendly. Before we jump in though, I wanted to say thank you to Nordgreen for sponsoring this video. I got this watch from them. I will share a little bit about it in a minute, but let's jump into this video. So this whole video started with this table right here. I found it at the thrift store. It was $9.99. It's like a rattan table, but it's made out of like a plasticky material, which was perfect, I thought, for outside because you can rinse it off and clean it when it gets dusty, which is perfect. So I just started out by giving it a really good clean, getting all the dirt from the cracks because you can tell it was outside previously. Then I grabbed some khaki spray paint by Rust-Oleum and spray painted the entire thing. I love this color because it's perfect, it's neutral, and it makes it look like real rattan. So it's just a great option if you're looking to spray paint something. Then I just left these little pieces that hold up the glass to soak because they were a little rusted. And then I wiped them clean, but they were still not perfect, a little bit of rust. I tried to paint them. They couldn't be painted because they're rubber. So yeah. And on the glass tabletop, I could not remove this tape that they used at the Goodwill to stick on the price tag. So I'm using some lemon oil and just allowing it to soak for a minute and then scraping it off with a butter knife. Then I just put all the pieces back together and the table was done. Alright fam, let's take a quick break and talk about our sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by Nordgreen, and they have some super dope watches that are Scandinavian designed, really minimalist, and they go with pretty much anything. I chose both gold watch bands, but they also have some other options like silver, rose gold, and then also a leather strap option. There's something for everyone, men, women alike. My favorite part about this company is that with each purchase of a watch, you're able to give back to people in need. So you're able to choose from 3 organizations that they partner with, giving water to people in Central Africa, educating a child in India, or supporting the rainforest. To find out more about Nordgreen, click the link in my description box. For 15% off your next purchase, use the code JASDGL, and for a free strap, JASF. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a green chair right there by the trash can, and I think I'm gonna go down there and check it out. So this is the chair. It looks pretty good. I feel like if I spray paint it, it would be cute for like an outdoor area. So for this project, I couldn't find khaki, but I found sand by Rust-Oleum, and this one worked just as well. So I just repeated the same process, made sure it was clean, and then I just sprayed the entire chair. These are chairs that we found at our church that were going to be thrown away, so we rescued them, and I wanted to make them over to use them on the porch as well. So first I just disassembled them to make sure they were ready to get sanded. I just wanted to work with the wooden frame and the cushion separately, so this just made it a little bit easier. Once I got the frames all sanded down, I was able to start considering stain. I really loved the natural look of the wood. I wish I didn't have to stain it, but because it's going to be outside, I did want the wood to be protected. So I tried out a bunch of different stains that I have, and I really didn't like any of them. Once they were dry, I ended up choosing just going with a clear poly because it gave me more of the natural look of the wood. Although I would have loved to leave them with nothing on them, that wasn't really an option.
So I dusted them off and then put a clear poly on them. So here we are. I got us set up with our cushions, and then we grabbed some paint brushes, some softener, and I have some white paint. So my plan is, I've watched a couple videos and I'm just going to use this white paint with a little bit of softener, like 1-to-1 ratio, and try that out on the cushions. I also have the spray bottle which has water and softener in it. So I'm going to spray the cushions, do sections at a time, and then paint on the white paint. Hopefully it's not super crunchy, but if it is, we'll just reupholster them instead. But I just wanted to try this first because it was way cheaper. So that's why we're trying it this way. Okay, so we've done one coat and it looks good, but it's still definitely showing the blue through. So this is almost pretty much dry. And so I think I'm gonna do a second coat. It's pretty hot outside today, so I think it's drying pretty quickly. It's probably been about an hour, hour and a half since I painted this one. So I think I'm gonna put a second coat on it. It feels good. It's not like super soft, but honestly these chairs were not super soft to begin with, but it's still like, feels like material. It doesn't feel like how it usually does when there's paint on it. So I think that's good. So they did end up being a little bit more on the stiff side, but I heard that I was supposed to have sanded in between coats and that would have made them a little bit softer. So that's a tip. If you do try this, maybe sanding in between coats. A lot of questions as I was sharing these on Instagram. The material did get a little bit like scratchy, but for outdoor furniture, I don't think it's a huge deal. There's still like sittable, like still definitely usable. It won't crack or anything like that, but it's definitely not like the same as the material was before the paint. And I think that's just because of the type of paint that I used, but I have heard you can do it with chalk paint and the material will stay soft. I just didn't want to purchase anything else, but definitely if you're doing it for an indoor chair, I would do a different method than just using whatever paint you have around. Okay, so back here in my mom's backyard, we have this tree stump that we used for our wedding. So I'm going to take it and sand it down, hopefully, and be able to use it like as a little side table. I love the way tree stumps look. I think they're so cool. As you can tell, every DIY I did was super simple. Anybody can do them. You don't need very many tools. Definitely invest in a sander if you're a DIYer. This sander was only like $30 from Amazon, which I will link it also in the description box because you could use it for so many things. Now that we finished our DIYs, let's jump into the porch makeovers. So here's what the porch looked like before. There's not a whole lot going on, but we do have some leftover things that we had used for the bathroom makeover that we just never got rid of. And then also she still has Christmas lights up. As you guys can tell, my mom's a super busy person and doesn't have a lot of time. Also, in case you're new here, that cute little helper is my niece, and she pops in from time to time on my videos. So I really do love this table, but I think I'm going to wait until I have more time to refinish it and put a good poly on it. And that's not going to be today. So I'm probably going to store this in the backyard for now, and then we'll refinish this later. And I'm just going to bring out the chairs and I think just a side table to set up on this side. So we have like the bench, we'll have a cushion on it, and then the coffee table And then on this side, it'll be 2 chairs and a side table. So I wanted to create a couple little conversation areas here on the porch just so that they could come out and lounge and hang out together. I also brought the plants that were already there from the corner to more of the center so you could see them. And then I added another plant that we had. Okay, so for the door, we're going to remove this little wood bear. At least for now. She might want to put it back up with the right outfit later. But I'm going to clean the door. And then I'm going to spray paint it. We got some white spray paint. And yeah, so we're just going to do it white so it matches the door and there's less going on right here. This is what the knobs look like up close. I'm thinking of doing either a rub and buff on them or spray painting them. I grabbed some metallic gold spray paint, but I don't know how that will look. I feel like it might be too metallic-y, so I'm gonna hold off on doing it for now, but probably get some rub and buff and just do it because it'll be a lot easier too and not getting it on the door. Also, I would like this to get changed out eventually. They have this bug light, which they really need. So, I don't know, we're gonna brainstorm some ideas. Maybe a different kind of bug light they can use in a normal light fixture would be nice. But yeah, for now, this is not getting changed either. Okay, so I found this plant in my stash and this hanger. I used to have this outside of our old apartment with that plant hanging in it. It was $12.99 from Ross. The tag is still in there. And it's really light because it's just like a basket, but then this is really light because there's no dirt. We're just going to put the faux plant inside. So I'm just going to use one of these hooks. And the ceiling is made out of plywood, so I'm just going to screw this little hook in. So for styling, we pretty much just used stuff we already had. The only thing that we purchased was this cushion on the bench, which was around $40 from Home Depot. But all the throw pillows were pillows that we had in her back room that we no longer were using. Not about putting a rug down, but I just wanted to make this really easy for them. They can just hose it down to clean it, and things will just be super simple because they don't have a whole lot of time to take care of and upkeep things. So I think that this is a great option for them. thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this makeover. I so love the way that this came out. I cannot believe we only spent like around $50 or less, which is incredible. We were able to make over this space, like completely transform it. I mean, it was definitely not that great before, but it was so affordable and just an easy fix. We didn't change out things like the light fixture or like paint the front of the house or anything like that, but I feel like we made a great impact for a low cost, which I think is awesome and anybody can do. So keep your eye out when you see stuff on the curb. If you thrift shop, find amazing things and just think outside the box of how you can flip them, paint them, reuse them in a different way, even stuff that you already have. Again, a huge shout out to Nordgreen for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys. I love, love, love this watch. It's so minimalist and cute. It's just right up my alley. So if you guys are interested in it, don't forget to check out the link in my description box. There's a code for 15% off and then also a code to get you a free extra band. So take advantage of that. Love you guys. As always, keep spreading the love and light, and I will catch you on the next one.